How many?
Start recording.
6.
6.
She had 6 in there. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
No, they're not mine.
What's going
They've all gone away. They've all gone back to the breeder.
Ah.
Because we got the dog for free if we got 2 litters out of it.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, she was here at my place when she had babies. Because she was going away on Sunday to have them next week.
See the
too early. Yep.
The stream.
Oh, look. Is
that
on Facebook?
Yep.
Cool.
That's on the. It works, as I said. It works really well on the mobile.
Are you ready to go?
So
Let's go.
It's not that far behind on the mobile device. Okay, I'll just leave this up because that way I can watch the stream. See.
Yeah, you watch the stream in the chat.
The chat, yeah.
Please. And if anything interesting, you can be the.
I've got an Android emulator that I'll be running next week, so I can run it up on that. So it thinks it's a tablet.
All right. Now, what's happened to my Synergy? Okay, it doesn't matter because I've got a mouse for this one anyway.
They've just updated that too.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? I love it. All right, so if we go record there.
Do you just want to everyone go to Facebook and just hit like and share so that everybody sees the link?
I've fallen for that before.
What?
Like and share.
Liking. Mossy. Okay, now I suppose I should probably load up some stories.
It says the boost is unavailable, and I wanted orange juice.
Well, it's available. It costs you $7.
No, mine just says boost unavailable. Cannot use live videos in adverts.
Oh, so you're taking my... Yeah, okay. That's okay. The live
Please wait until the live video finishes and create an advert on the recording instead.
Sorry, Glenn, what was that?
I can't like it. Someone's liked it for me.
Yeah, ATH, because I'm logged in as... Well, because I'm an admin of ATH, it automatically assumes I'm...
Well, I changed it to a love.
You can...
Is my video moving? Oh, yeah, I'm not moving.
Yeah, you're just very inanimate.
So the live stream.
Alright, who disliked it? Come here and kick in the ass. Someone just had an angry face. Wait till I find out who that is. Ow! My right hand is cramped up. Oh.
Topics, music. I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't change any of that. That's just how it... You can't change that in the stream. You can only change that. It's really... I don't understand it, how it works. But I streamed for an hour and a half the other night, and it was perfectly the whole time. So hopefully it maintains that.
All right, well, let's start, because otherwise we're never going to finish. Are we ready?
I'll catch up.
Okay, you catch up. Now, hopefully this is all going to... Just say something again.
Something again.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So we're going to be recording there. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe.
3, 4, knock on the door.
Alright. Oh, got to record up here. And...
It's like we've done this before. We're so organised.
Oh, I tell you what. Now, let's hope the audio comes out.
The audio comes out. The audio comes out. The audio comes out. Out.
I should remix that, eh?
Yeah.
I hope so. It's not coming out too loud, but hopefully it'll work. So you're recording, aren't you, Will?
Yeah.
Okay. 500 episodes. You think we get sorted by now, wouldn't you?
Maybe by 500 we'll be on top of it.
Lol.
That's the you're only professional when you get to 500.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. G'day everyone and welcome to episode 499 of Aussie Tech Heads. Yes, that's right, the Aussie Tech Show where we just tell you and bring you up to date of all the tech news that's been going on, mainly from around Australia, if there's anything exciting, and then we venture out across the ocean and around the world. So hopefully you can stay with us for the next, 40, 50 minutes or so, and hope you be entertained. We might go off on a tangent or two, but hey, that's what happens on these things, isn't it? It's a podcast. You can see us or you can hear us if you want, and other little Aussie tech shows from Australia and New Zealand on Aussie Tech Radio. Get your TuneIn radio app going on any device and search for Aussie Tech Radio, or go to the AussieTechRadio.com for more information if you want to listen to it through your browser or whatever. If you're on Windows 10, there's a TuneIn radio app for it. Facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, YouTube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And the paper, don't forget that. I haven't mentioned that for a while. The AussieTechHeads.com.au/paper. And don't forget the Aussie Max Zone as well, also on iTunes and on YouTube. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Aussie Tech Heads. Will is at Mr. Tompkinson, and Jason, who you'll hear from in a minute, both of them, is at Warlock, from memory. Is that right, Jace? That's from memory.
Both of me.
Oh, how good am I? And yes, and Obsidian Loft, Old Fart Geeks, and Aussie Tech Security. Look, we've had a couple of, what would you say, planning issues, getting the Aussie Tech Security back up and running. Old Roger, he's without some power or something in his office. He's been without power for quite some time and not enough to run the modems or something. So, but anyway, we were due this week, but we're going to have to push it back until next week. So, all right, you're up to date with all that. Let's have a warm welcome for Jace. Hey, Jace.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
Good, thanks. How you been? Good?
Good. I defeated the Daleks and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Oh, the Gallifreyans aren't too good with prizes.
No. Bit of cheapies they are. How
They
you
are,
doing?
aren't they? Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yep. Had some puppies today. Dog had some puppies. That was all good. I was on hand to pull them out, open the sacks. Everything was good. 6 of them, no dead ones, thank goodness.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, and now they've gone. They've all gone home. They've all gone back to the lady that gave me the dog in the first place, and she's going to look after them, and then she can take the dogs and do what she wants with them. So it's all good.
Better her than you.
Yes, I was hoping that they wouldn't actually be born until she had it. She was taking the dog back on Sunday, but they were born today, unfortunately for me. I had to get my hands dirty. But anyway, such is life. And Will, how you doing, Will?
Hey, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How's things with you?
Yeah, not too bad. Same old.
Yeah, charged up, ready to go?
Wow,
Battery man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sell them. I don't
He
even.
just keeps going and going and going.
The Energizer Man. who was that? Jacko.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
it.
the Energizer. Wasn't he? Yeah.
Energize above
That's
you.
it. Yeah. There was a video, wasn't there, an interview with him not long ago from Fox Sports. Apparently he just let rip.
Oh, really?
He got oh, well, look, that was the headline, right? You know how these Fox Sports and all these headlines, Jacko, let's rip at reporter.
Yeah.
And you watch it and you go, pretty tame, but he did have a bit of a dig, so that was good. Good to watch, them watching a cake rise. So, yeah. Now, emails. Oh, look, I got an email through the week. Remember Stuart? He was on the show, not too long ago. He came on for a couple of weeks, and then he went back off into his own little world. And obviously, he went off to watch Survivor because he's brought out a podcast. Now, he likes Survivor. It's now he's going to, what's he saying? They will be discussing each Survivor episode, which screens on Channel 10 on a weekly basis. My goodness. So if you're into Survivor, you can go and have a look at that. He's got a webpage, dropyourbuffs.com. So dropyourbuffs.com. And go and check that out. It's a podcast. I suppose it's on iTunes and RSS feeds. And he's got a Facebook page as well. And Twitter. My goodness. It's all going on for the Drop Your Buffs. Good on you.
He's high tech.
All right. Sorry?
High tech.
It is high tech. That's right. So it's not a bad webpage either. Okay, so go and have a check that one out. All right, let's get into some stories. Hey, I don't know, where do you want to start? What's the most interesting? All right, we'll do something different. Let's have Will. Do you want to kick off this week?
Do I want to kick off this week? Well, it's funny. We had a massive show last week about the census and how successful that was. Because nothing went pear-shaped there at all, and it worked perfectly. Oh wait, no, that wasn't it. So Apparently, according to statistics, almost half of Australian households are still yet to complete the national census. The Australian Bureau of Statistics revealed today, more than a week after census night, the government agency stressed there was still time to complete the 5-yearly survey and apologised again to everybody for the inconvenience caused on census night. New figures come after ABS chief Bill McLennan warned there would be severe doubts about the quality of information collected from the questionnaire if just 10% of households failed to participate. So basically, apparently, according to them, the website had been performing smoothly since the lengthy outage. But I call BS on that because early this week, Monday, Tuesday this week, we decided to do the census as one is told to do, and we couldn't get it all done, so we hit the little save and return later doohickey. Yeah. And they said, yep, no worries, we'll email you a copy of your code so that you can log back in later and, do everything you need to do. 3 days later, they sent us a copy of the link that had expired a day earlier.
Oh, well, haven't they heard of Australia Post? They're using this internet thing. They should just write a letter, put the code on a bit of paper, pop it in the envelope, spend $1, and it'll get there real faster. So what's going on?
On the same basis, what I found funny was that there's 2 Queensland University of Technology students at Student Hackathon on the weekend. They designed their own census of their own version of the census system using expandable cloud server, which was able to cope with 4 times the traffic of the IBM designed census system and survive a denial of service attack. So they built their system in 54 hours for a cost of $500, just $9,606,252 cheaper than the IBM system that failed.
I was just going to say, look, that's just probably goes to show. Okay, so they've built it for $550, and Will's just about to tell you that we've given IBM $10 million. Now, I reckon this goes to show. Okay, a little bit of profit. Okay, fair enough. But I reckon it just goes to show how much damn red tape and BS that has to go into that. Like obviously IBM could make it for a really small amount as well. Surely they're not making $9 million.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But what I found funny, I was going to say what I found funny about the thing. As I said, people are complaining about how you get your password email to it's not working. Blah blah blah. The advice from the advice online from the census staff, from the Australian Bureau of Statistics office, has been that people write their passwords down on a piece of paper. Now, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't that break the number 1 rule of passwords?
Yes, it does.
So, a secure website wants you to securely write your password down on a secure piece of paper.
Well,
It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's
but
ridiculous.
What they don't mention is, as I said, it took us 3 days to get our password emailed to us, but what they don't tell you anywhere is that expires after 48 hours. And after 48 hours, if you haven't done it, you've got to go back and start the census again. Which the problem is when you get your email 3 days after you've asked for it and it expires after 48 hours, there's something doesn't work in the maths there.
No, but look, I've got the bit that I wanted to add to this census discussion was now the government gave this company Revolution IT. I'm not sure how much it was, but it was probably $1 million or close to it. Now, in the lead up to the census, it was awarded multiple contracts. It was only $496,000 to load test the website and simulate expected traffic. Now, the company also secured other contracts with the Bureau of Statistics since December 2015. So all up, they've been given about $1 million. Now, obviously, they're not happy with the with things that have happened. IBM has come out and sort of apologised after Malcolm Turnbull's given a bit of a spray. So so Revolution IT has come out and said, well, hang on, that's not our fault either. Because now on their page, I'll just read exactly what they've got here, because the director, Hamish Lighton, has told the CRN paper, or whatever you want to call it, blog, that simulating a DDoS attack was outside the scope that they were asked to do. Now, surely,
Wouldn't that be the first thing you'd do?
well, you'd think that'd be up one of the things. Like, and surely, and my question is, okay, so who was deciding what the scope of these things were? Was it IBM? Probably not the government. So it must have been IBM, or was it left up to Revolution? Whatever, who cares? Whoever it was, like, you think one of the IBM or Revolution, if it was left up to the government, one of them would have said, "Hey, how about? Have you ever thought of including a DDoS attack in the scope of what you want for an extra 200,000? Who knows?" But anyway, Revolution IT was responsible for the performance testing of the website that included simulating expected load and allowing for sufficient peak headroom as specified by the ABS. Now, the modelled peak load on census night was expected to be at around about 250 submissions per second, so that's pretty heavy. And it allowed for an average sustained peak of 350 submissions per second, with a peak of 400 users per second to ensure that there was sufficient capacity. Now, why did the website fail? Now, this is all what's up on the Revolution IT's website. Now, the question should be directed to ABS. But according to ABS, the website did not fail. It was taken offline due to security concerns. Does a DDoS attack constitute a security concern, or is it a?
I think egg on your face. Egg on your
Yes.
face constitutes a security concern. And did we also mention the fact these IBM and these guys have now been given the contracts to take over MyGov and other government websites in Australia due to
Well, that's okay.
their current performance?
That was already broken.
Yes.
So
Can't get any worse, right?
that's it.
The government, I think, is just going to go, look, we proved that the internet can't handle this sort of stuff, so obviously you can't vote online. You'll all just have to line up for your sausage sizzle because it's impossible to vote online because computers just can't handle it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they should talk to Amazon or somebody like that who does get a big load constantly, or eBay. They know how to handle
Or,
it.
you know,
I mean, even
Aussie tech
our server got attacked by a couple of DDoSes, and I just got an email from the manager at the data center said, "Oh, by the way, we saw some people DDoSing your server, so we cleaned the incoming data. You won't have any problems, but I just thought you'd like to know."
What do they?
That was the extent of it.
What do they do to prevent a DDoS attack? Or what clean what?
I guess what kind of packets are coming in, and if they're standard packets you would expect to see on this server, or if it's just like a whole heap of requests and just reroute them, or depending on what ports they're trying to connect to, or how fast from different points, and just stop accepting connections of that type.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Because I know, I think their data centers are pretty much on top of all these things now, aren't they? Hopefully, you haven't heard of a big one for a while. I think that census one's probably the biggest one I've heard of for a little while.
Yep.
But nasty stuff.
It happens a lot, but you don't necessarily hear of it. Like, it's quite common on a lot of people's Twitch streams. If they're a really popular YouTuber and they do Twitch streaming, it's very common for them to be DDoSed. But
Yeah. Right.
for the average sort of website, for it to happen is quite unusual.
Now, talking of the Twitch, you were testing the Facebook stream, Will, with a scrape of a Twitch stream.
Yeah, I was borrowing Milo's. He just happened to be streaming at the same time I started, and I couldn't be bothered sitting there for an hour and a half talking, so I just piggybacked off his stream just to put something up there. So if you go and have a look through the highlights from last week or from a few days ago, you'll see some of Milo's stream there.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So, but the Facebook stream seems to be going okay.
So far, so good. I'm currently monitoring on my phone, and it seems to be working perfectly. I'm watching on the web browser as version. I get the occasional stutter, but I think that's something to do with the way it encodes, because the weird part is on my phone, it's literally about 8 to 10 seconds delay from the time it goes out live to the time I see the image back on the phone. On the web browser side of it, it's a good 30, 45 seconds. So there's something happening in the back end at Facebook that for some reason makes it just take longer on the browser. But if you want to get the most experience out of it, yeah, you really have to watch on a mobile device, because that allows you to chat and interact and stuff like that. That doesn't really work too well on the browser for some reason.
Well, we'll just take a leaf out of Google's playbook, and we'll have it in beta testing for 10 years. And episode 1000 come back and talk to us.
Well, we're saying by
Get it out of
we're
Peter.
saying by episode 500 we should have the audio fixed. So I think episode
should.
1000 for video. That sounds about right.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Jace, what have you brought to the table tonight?
Well, speaking of Google, Google is thought to be working on a replacement for its Linux-based Android and Chrome OS operating systems after an advanced stage project called Fuchsia was spotted on the GitHub open source code repository. There's been no official announcement around Fuchsia so far, but 3 operating system specialists are working on it and have so far committed a range of components to GitHub. 5 of those working on Fuchsia: Adam Barth, Brian Sweatland, Travis Geiselbrecht, Peter Hosek, who made the original commit to GitHub, and Eric Holland are all presently engineers at Google. Barth, Sweatland and Geiselbrecht have in the past worked on a range of operating systems, including Palm and Hewlett-Packard's WebOS and BOS that was once destined to compete against macOS and Windows. Although the original commit to GitHub was made in June this year, copyright notices in the source code license suggest the project may have gestated in 2008. Fuchsia currently has 2 related kernels, Magenta and LK, known as Little Kernel. Whereas Magenta is aimed at modern smartphones and computers with fast processors and plenty of memory, as well as peripherals, LK is a stripped-down version that is designed for small embedded systems. Based on the GitHub repository and Barth's presentations, Fuchsia could use the open-source Flutter high-performance user interface framework with Mojo as the inter-process communications layer and application runtime. Dart, a programming language developed by Google, is used to Flutter code apps, with rendering engine name Escher taking care of the graphics effects. Cool name. Using OpenGL and Vulkan application programming interfaces. Vulkan, it just keeps getting better. A range of userland tools for the operating system, including compilers, codecs, and emulators, have also been ported to Fuchsia. Support for Raspberry Pi 3 is currently being worked on. Fuchsia and its associated components can be built for Intel x86-64 and ARM ARC64 processor architectures using Ubuntu Linux distribution with Mac OS in the wings.
Well, there you go. I didn't bring this one up tonight, but I saw Intel was bringing out a new I don't know, what do you call it, language or whatever for IoT stuff.
Okay.
Let me have a look for
The
that.
Internet of Things. Ha 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 ha.
Yes. I'll see if I can find that and I'll bring that into the discussion a little bit later.
Speaking of the Raspberry Pi 3, that thing looks
yes.
awesome. That was just, I didn't have any specs on that, but the new Raspberry Pi 3 looks pretty punchy. It's got a 64-bit quad-core 1.2, 1 gig of onboard RAM, comes with onboard Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, micro SD. It's obviously still powered by the micro USB, full-size HDMI output. It's got a camera input. Comes with composite and standard audio out, a 100 meg LAN port and 4 USB 2 ports. Still with the standard 40-pin GPIO, and it's still the same size as the previous version. So that thing is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I just found this thing here. It's hang on, let me grab this. Yeah, it's Joule. Well, look at Joule. Now this is from, it was this week during the Intel Developer Forum. Opening keynote, Intel CEO Brian, introduced the Intel Joule compute module, a high-performance developer platform with support for Intel RealSense depth sensing cameras, targeted at Internet of Things developers. So there you go, entrepreneurs and established enterprises. The Joule platform will be featured in the upcoming season of America's Greatest Makers. Several Intel customers and partners, such as Microsoft and Canonical, demonstrating potential application of this strategy. So blah blah blah. There you go.
Okay, well,
So
on the stream,
Yeah?
the guys on the stream can see a picture of this. You guys can't, but I'm just looking at a picture of it, and it's definitely an Intel product. There's got this little tiny credit card size chip on board, and then they've got a heatsink half the size of it that's like the size of a pack
It
of
looks
cigarettes.
huge.
So, yeah, so it's definitely an Intel product. You can tell.
you got to put it under a fan when it's running.
And it takes,
Yes.
whereas the Pi is powered by a USB 5 volt 1 amp adapter, this is powered by an 18 volt 4 amp adapter. So, yep, well done Intel. You're on the congrats.
Nice.
Now, talking about getting your own back, Now, a researcher, how's this one? A researcher has infected a scammer with ransomware because the scammer conned his mother. How do you like those apples? Now, French. Well, I've got a picture here of someone. Or have I? No, I haven't. Okay, I don't know. What's that picture? This one here. There you go. It's hard to find things around here. But anyway, French malware analyst Ivan. Here we go. Ivan Kwiatkowski's parents. There you go. French malware analyst Ivan, just for short, informed him that their computer was infected with what appeared to be Zeus malware. Ivan contacted the scammers, and after playing dumb, while the scammer made several prompts and requests, pretended to purchase the supposed security software to clear the alleged infection and prevent future attacks. So what this Ivan has done is when it came time to pay, he provided fake billing information, and the scammer got a bit aggro, a bit frustrated, going, geez, how long have I got to spend trying to scam this guy? You know, what a dumbass. I can't scam him, he's that dumb. So anyway, Ivan provided fake billing information, and when the customer grew frustrated that the information didn't go through, Ivan sent the con man what was claimed to be an image of his credit card, but was actually ransomware. What's that? Suckers. So that's it. Good stuff.
I saw another funny one like that recently, where the scammers accidentally ran their software on their own computer, and it was uploading images of their screen and what they were doing to an open database, which the security people had already connected to the database and were monitoring it to find out who they were scamming and what techniques and things. And they were taking snapshots of their own scammers' screens as they were training new scammers on how to use their scamming software, and they're watching how they're training them through their own web server that they're uploading information to because they accidentally ran the scam software on their own computer.
And there's another one I was watching the other day where I'll see if I can quickly find it. I don't know if I can, but I was quickly flicking through YouTube and it popped up, and a guy loaded his system with he knew they were calling. Thankfully, he just happened to have a VPN running on his system, so he logged into the VPN, and then he gave them, like, loaded up the TeamViewer and everything on the VPN part of it. But while he was doing that, they were going through his main network, and so he was tracing all the IP addresses and tracing all the packets and everything like that. And so by the time that they'd finished with this, you know, like half an hour later, he had all the information on exactly where this data was coming from. He traced all the IP packets and
good stuff. Good stuff. Now, we all do we use FaceTime?
No.
James, you got an iPhone?
I have used FaceTime a bit with my girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah? Will, do you use FaceTime?
no, because I don't have one of those stupid products, but I do use the just the standard. Well, actually, they're all integrated now because you've got Facebook's got video calling, plus the normal dialing out video calling anyway. So and then you got Skype, and then you got Hang. So there's like 8 different ways of doing this now anyway.
Well, now there's 9, because all you need is a phone number to start a video call. Doesn't matter if you're on Android or iOS. Doesn't matter. So you need your phone number to start the video call with any contact who uses an Android or iOS smartphone. Google Duo is giving it up and sticking it up FaceTime, apparently. Now, where is the picture for that one? There it is.
Now, here's the thing. When Steve Jobs announced FaceTime, he said during the conference, we're also going to be opening up the API so that FaceTime will be able to run on any operating system, and anybody will be able to make an app to connect to it. And then they didn't.
Well, you know where that API is. 6 foot under.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Duo will compete with the Skype, Facebook Messenger, and even its own Hangout. Duo comes... one of the features with Duo is a feature called Knock Knock, which lets a person see a video of the caller before answering. So that's pretty handy.
Oh, well, there goes.
If they're in the bathroom at the time.
I was going to say that. There goes that idea.
Well, you'd be making a call from the bathroom.
Well, you can't now. You can't now.
Now that you got Knock Knock, you won't be doing that.
Well, no, you're not going to... Well, if you're in the bathroom, well, obviously you don't care. But anyway, the video calls work apparently even slower networks because they reduce the resolution to keep the call going smoothly.
Yeah,
and for video calls,
they'll work on as low as 2G networks.
Which are just about dead over here, aren't they?
Yeah, we still use HSDPA, which is sort of, I think 4 megaseconds, something like that.
Oh, all right. Well, I think someone I know's got a 2G phone and got a letter to say that this December Telstra's turning it off.
Yep.
So, but anyway, video calls. Yeah, Duo will switch between Wi-Fi and cellular data. Now, Alphabet said the app would be available worldwide in the next few days. So that's not.
I'm sorry, yet. I still can't get the hang of that Alphabet thing.
I know. I was going to say Google, but I thought that's not the right terminology.
A B C D E F G.
What's the longest word in the English language?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
No, alphabet. It's got 26 letters.
Nope.
Okay. Now.
So is anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I won't give up my day job, don't worry. All right. Okay, Will, get us on to something else, please.
If I must. Must I?
You
I
must.
don't know. Yeah, okay.
So fill in the meantime.
No, they've it's quite often, we complain about how our phone batteries always go dead and how sort of battery technology has stood still and hasn't really done anything, and which isn't really true because battery technology has increased, but the power that our devices use has increased at the same sort of rate, or more. So it seems like our battery technology.
You have so many things running in the background, sucking up battery constantly. That's the problem.
That's it. So, excuse me. So MIT have produced what they're calling solid energy batteries. And instead of using graphite as the anode material, they're using lithium metal foil, so it can hold more ions, which means it has a higher energy density, which means you get more power in the same size case at a lot of weight. So it's basically twice the energy density of current lithium. So it means if your phone currently, let's say, I know the iPhone, the new iPhone has a 1.8 amp hour battery in it from memory, if I remember correctly from work. But the battery that's half the size would hold the same amount of power. So it means that they can either shrink the size of the battery and put more hardware in the phone, or keeping the battery the existing size will double the lifespan of the battery. So these are going to be sold in multiple ways. They're hoping to get direct bolt-in replacements, so you can, double the output of your phone. But they're also hoping to work with. They're also hoping to work with manufacturers to put these in. Into who's got the stream open, or to enable it to make the device last longer straight out of the factory. But it also has other applications apart from that. Instead of, for example, with Tesla, currently, they're getting 260 mile or something out of their current battery packs. So what it means with that technology in an electric vehicle, for the same size pack, means they're going to be able to go 500 miles, or for half the weight and half the size, they're still going to be able to go the same distance. So it's going to be it's definitely going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I think the weight's an issue, isn't it, for batteries? Because especially in the cars. And like I was out somewhere the other night, and I think it was at the art centre on the Goldie, and they got a massive Pokemon Go circuit behind them. There's about 20 stops and bloody everything going on. And so I was talking to this guy. I was walking around there, right? I was having a walk around, and I'll go around and check these 20 spots, ding, ding, ding. And there's all little guys in hoods because it was cold. I'm thinking, I'm going to get mugged around here or what? But anyway, I spoke to this guy, and he actually had because his battery went flat all the time, he had special backup batteries just for Pokemon. So his phone would never go flat. How's that? Dedication or what?
What's your point?
Murphy Juice Pack.
Have you do you do Pokemon, Jace?
I did for a little while, but lost interest.
Yeah, I think it's they got to speed it up. It's too slow. Oh,
Yep.
way too slow.
I've got
Do you play Will?
Too much grinding.
Nah, it's pointless around here. There's like one Pokemon in the whole district, and I've caught it 3 times. I've got the same thing. Backup packs. So when you're out traveling or whatever, or doing intense things, you just throw this in your backpack. Just run a USB cable to your phone. This will charge the phone 15 or 20 times.
Wow.
I've also got.
Now, give us a price on that, Will. That looks pretty. That's a
Well,
beast.
this is actually a jump starter as well for jump starting cars. So this is way overkill for that. But you can
Well, where's the price? How much is that one for cars?
There's a couple of different options. They range from about 200 to about 300 depending on what you want to do.
Wow.
But this one actually will also do you can plug a laptop into it, run a laptop at 19 volts off it as well. So this has got a few features. It's a bit special.
Can you give us a make and model for the audio dudes?
No, because we sell those at work and we import them. But you can get there are if you want to buy a lithium jump pack, there are heaps on the market. They're on TV, they're on those stupid commercials, they're on everywhere. But realistically, don't buy the small cheap ones because they're effectively useless. They tend to blow up battery packs. I don't know if you can see that's kind of expanded much more than it should be. These are out of the cheap jump starter packs. These blow up on a regular basis, which is bad when you get lithium exploding.
Can we ring you and order one? Or what's the story? No?
Well, you can, but what I was going to say is if you want to get a good quality, reliable pack that's heavy duty, almost indestructible and will last a while, it's about $250 depending on where you get it. The NOCO, N-O-C-O. They're made in China, but they're distributed by American distributors. Because they're American distributors, they're really chunky and heavy duty and solid units. And if you do want to get one, don't buy the cheap and nasty shit. Just buy one of those straight up because you are going to regret buying these cheaper ones. Like, these are fine. We haven't had a problem with these, but I know that they're not going to last as long as a good quality pack. But there's also I'm just quickly trying to look around and find it while I'm talking to you, but my backpack apparently has gone missing. There's also a cheap and simple option if you want to extend your phone's battery life cheaply and easily, and you want to get probably get 2 charges out of the device. There's a caddy, just a round cylindrical caddy. That you can put just an 18650 cell into the caddy, and it's got a USB port on it, so you can plug the USB cable into your phone, and you can get them on eBay or AliExpress or any of those places for $2 or $3 for the caddy, and then you buy a good quality cell, not one of these stupid GTFs or Fire things, but a good quality Panasonic cell for about $15. So for less than $20, you've got yourself a portable charging thing that will run little USB torches, or it'll charge your phone, or it'll do all sorts of stuff for, really handy. Leave it in the glove box. They last for 6 months before you got to worry about charging them. So they're great to carry around with you.
Well, if you want to know more about batteries, if you're in the market for batteries, email Will at aussietechheads.com.au. They'll put you on the right
Aussie
track,
Tech
mate.
batteries.
Yes.
My girlfriend's daughter got one of the little ones from a petrol station for $20, and it charges up her iPhone a couple of times.
That's pretty good. I bought one as well, but because I've got this case, I've got this one. What brand? What's the thing? A life-proof case on mine.
Oh yeah.
I can't get the Thunderbolt thing in.
Yeah, my girlfriend used to get them all the time because she's dropping and smashing her phones. But the last time it broke, she went to Telstra and said, "My life case is broken," and they're like, "Oh, don't buy those. They're hideously expensive and they never last long enough." So I got her an Otterbox from eBay, and it works really well too.
Apparently, life-proof will they just replace it if it breaks.
No, they said they wouldn't replace it.
Oh, user error.
Yeah, she talked
Will
to
they slide
Telstra and said the life-proof one's broken. They're like, you have to buy another one. So I think they're like $75. She bought another one and it lasted for several months, and then it broke as well. And they're like, well, don't buy those ones. Actually, we don't recommend them.
Yeah, look, I haven't had too many dramas with mine. They're waterproof down to a metre or something.
Yeah. Just quickly, while you guys are talking, I found the one I was talking about. They're literally just a cylindrical canister and a circuit. You grab your 18650 cell, throw it in, and that's ready to go. Drop that inside the cradle like that, and then you just plug your micro USB to charge it, and flip the cable around, and you can discharge it. That's good for if with a good quality battery, that'll charge your phone battery 3 times.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you're into that sort of stuff, you might want to watch the YouTube clip or the YouTube video, and because Will was doing a bit of a demo.
Or the
through
Facebook
that.
one.
Or the Facebook one, that's right. But speaking of Telstra, Telstra's got the most Australian users on LinkedIn. I don't know what that means. What, just everyone works with Telstra is on LinkedIn? What does that mean?
Does that mean...
Mass?
What's that? That doesn't make any sense.
I've got friends who
Telstra-
work for Telstra, but they don't want to put it on their resume because they think it'll going to be bad.
I was going to say I don't know any Australians who work at Telstra, so I don't know what they're talking about.
No,
LinkedIn.
neither do I now.
Well, let me enlighten you. LinkedIn has revealed statistics on usage within Australia to celebrate its 100 million users in the Asia Pacific. Okay, so what better way to celebrate than release some stats? Woo! India has the biggest user base. They probably got around a table for a week going, what are we going to do for our birthday or our goal that we reach? What are we going to do? Someone goes, let's release some stats. India has the biggest user base in the region, 37 million members, followed by China, 23 million. Wouldn't call them the region. Asia Pacific represents 22% of LinkedIn's user base, which is apparently over 450 million globally. That's a fair bit, isn't it? Now, Telstra topped the list of companies with the most LinkedIn users. This is obviously Australia, followed by the Commonwealth Bank, National Australia Bank. This guy, Chief Executive Andrew Penn, was also named as one of LinkedIn's most prominent thought leaders with over 18,000 followers. The most common professions on LinkedIn, I'll put that graphic up. The most common professions listed are salesperson, business owner, construction/maintenance tradesperson. The most commonly listed skills were process and project management, customer service, and business development and relationship management. It's all
now I know why I don't bother with LinkedIn anymore.
Yeah.
Why you just don't want to put salesperson?
I get random emails from, Fred Huang, managing director of Kung Pao Industries, and you're like,
Who's this?
I want to be your friend on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I get them too.
Hey, do you remember Empire Avenue?
Yeah.
That's still going, but they renamed it the other day.
Yes, I did hear that. And apparently, if you log back in, your shares are still trading.
It's empire.cred, K-R-E-D now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see how my shares are going
now. I logged in the other day and I had $25 million credit sitting there.
What was it? Empire.cred?
K-R-E-D, yeah.
K-R-E-D.
K-R-E-D.
E-D. Yeah, empire.cred. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. I'm there now.
Become a social influencer. Get started now.
E-M-P-I-R-E.
.cred.
E-M-P-I-R-E .K-R-E-D.
Oh, K-R-E-D. Sorry. I can't hear English. Okay, let's have a look. Where's my... Become a social influencer. Let's see if I can log in.
I had to log in with Facebook.
So what are we plugging this for? What's it do?
It just reminded me, talking about LinkedIn and old old things, it just reminded me of Empire.
Complete social missions to discover new content and influences that are relevant to you while your cred score grows. Oh, this is the one that spams your Twitter account with such and such about cred or something.
Only if you want it to. But I've currently got 396 investments and 143 investors. I currently have available to spend 7.7 million credits, apparently. Wow. I should spend some of those. So
I can't log in. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, good idea while I was starting. Now, where was I with LinkedIn? Oh, that's right. It's not going to be around for long, Will.
Oh well.
To your enjoyment. Do you know why?
It'll go the way of MySpace. It'll be bought out by someone else and turned into something useful.
You're nearly there. Because in June, Microsoft acquired it for
really?
26.2 billion. Biggest deal ever.
Well, that makes perfect sense because I was just reading a story. I was just reading a story how Microsoft wants to they want to buy in on the marijuana business and why the DEA won't stop them. So I can see how these two are being linked.
Yeah. Well, you got to have your network going if you want to sell.
Well, I'd say
pot.
LinkedIn's the perfect network for distribution. So,
Well, look at this. Got a worldwide network there. Look at it. Well, what do you mean they're getting into the marijuana business? What the medical marijuana?
yeah, I'm guessing so. The last 2 months have been busy ones for the marijuana community. Most recently, the Drug Enforcement Administration declined to loosen restrictions on medical marijuana. There was much handwriting, blah, 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 blah. But then it goes on to say, another key development for the marijuana industry, Microsoft announced earlier this summer the partnership with a Los Angeles company that makes seed-to-sales software for tracking the journey of marijuana plant seeds all the way from its inception to vaporizers and pipes of customers. So, basically, they're turning it into a legit drug running business. Like because obviously it's they're looking at the medical side of it, and seeds are what you use to make the THC oil and to make the various different oils and the different ways of making it work. So if there's a way to track from source to destination, they can say, hey, well look, this particular grower has given us 25 kilos of seeds. 25 kilos of seeds are picked up from here. They went to this warehouse. They went to this warehouse, and 25 kilos are delivered. So they can prove that it's a legit industry.
Well, yeah. Look, last 2 months have been busy. This wants to say, yeah. In reality,
it's I mean, it's not like they're not set up because they already got their Azure cloud services, and they're already using the government suite with the health and human services and stuff like that. So they kind of got everything already in place to just go, yep, no worries,
Well, I suppose now that they've stopped making Windows pretty much at Windows 10. That's it, no more. So they've got to move there. They've got to get some income from somewhere, haven't they?
Will it be like Windows 3.1? They'll have Windows 3, then they'll have 3.11, then 3.1, then 3.11. Like, will they do that with Windows 10? They've just released the anniversary edition, so will they have like Windows 10 Plus, and then they'll bring out like Windows 10 Server and Windows 10.
What are you smoking, mate? You're only smoking pot 2.1. Come on, you got to get under the 3.0. What's going on with you, loser?
Your vaporizer still runs on Windows 7. What's wrong with you? Your e-cig's Windows 7 compatible. Mine's Windows 10. Yeah. Mine uses twice as much battery and delivers half as much smoke.
Well, excellent. All right, Jace, what else have you found this week?
Let me see. What have I got? You just throw me in now.
Sorry.
New South Wales government. Huh?
New
South Wales government has given the green light to Android-based smartphone payments in all 64 of its Service New South Wales customer shopfronts across the state. It's boasting that the Android Pay Tap and Go capability makes it the first government in Australia to offer smartphone payments for government transactions. The adoption of Android Pay is an early dividend from the state's multi-million-dollar investment into a new payments backend for Service New South Wales. The infrastructure will help it ingest transaction data from a range of agency-based systems to create a uniform inter-agency interface for Service New South Wales staff and customers. It means customers will be able to use a Google-built payments platform for systems as old as the Roads and Maritime Services Green Screen Drives car registration database. The Service New South Wales payment system was built by Sydney outfit Azuron. It will open the way for the agency to accept PayPal, Apple Pay and Visa payments in the future for services like licence renewals, parking fines, car registration and birth certificates. Finance Minister Dominic Perrott said offering Android Pay was evidence the state government's customer service was keeping pace with the options people want. Governments have traditionally been very slow in the uptake when it comes to new technology, whereas customers latch onto it much more quickly. At the moment, the payments option is only available to people who turn up to a New South Wales service counter in person, but the agency is in the process of expanding it to the Service New South Wales online portal and app.
Well,
about time. Although they still don't take cash, so No. But no, I mean it's a good thing because it's just that one extra step of flexibility. I mean, it's not exactly like it's hard to implement.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Look, let's talk about NBN for a minute because you two are on it and I'm not. Now, I don't normally talk about NBN because that's just going on too long. But anyway, I thought we'll bring you up to date because there's a few stats in this one.
Are you talking about the FTTP rollout?
Oh, we're talking about everything.
Mm.
Every NBN. The NBN has passed 1 million active premises. They're doubling its active users and connected premises and revenue for 2016 financial year. The NBN Co's revenue reached 421 million for 2016, so that's not too bad. And so 421 million for 2016 compared to 164 million last year, so that's pretty good. It's looking to replicate that growth, targeting 2.3 million active and 5.4 million connected premises and revenue of 900 million at the end of the next 12 months. Well, let's hope they get there, because that means I should hopefully be getting it soon. NBN is claiming a current weekly run rate, 40,000 connections. So most of its current active end users, 822,000, are on the fibre to the premise. Just under 120,000 on fibre to the node, and just 10. That's right, 10 were on the hybrid fibre coaxial network as at June 30.
Wonder what
So
they
10.
What do they class as satellite as? I wonder, because my sister got their satellite installed last week.
Yes, well, around 117,000 end users are on the fixed wireless network, and the satellite network is servicing just over or just under 39,000 users.
Okay, that's surprising. You know, it's not too bad. Yeah, they got that connected last week. They get 20 meg down and 4 meg up fairly constantly. Although, you're going to love this, the ping to Sydney was 1.5 seconds round trip.
Wow.
So the speed's not bad, but the ping is atrocious.
The ping is terrible. How many milliseconds is that?
1,500.
Is there 1,500?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's a long time. Especially when, like, what do you get? You probably get about
30. Average about 30.
What, milliseconds?
To Sydney, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because all the satellites, basically, they all go through the Sydney Exchange effectively. They all end up bouncing back to there. So all the satellites end up coming through to one receiver pretty much.
Most popular tier on the fixed line NBN is 25 down, 10 up.
Pussies.
What have you guys got? What do you got, Will?
140.
Oh, what do you got, Jace?
Sorry?
What do you got for your NBN? For your NBN
Are we keeping you up, are we?
It was supposed to be 25.5, but I might get 15.4 on a good day.
Oh, well, 25 down, 10 up is most popular, which accounts for about half of the users. And the next one down was the 12 down, 1 up tier, with 32% of users.
Why?
The highest tier, Wills, at 100 down, 40 up, services around 40% of end users.
Why would you bother with the lowest tier? Why? It's why?
No.
It's the same price. Why?
Oh, I wouldn't have it's the same price. Yeah, why would you do it then?
Yeah, it's the same price as going to the next one up. I don't know why you would even do that.
Yeah, I don't know. You another one, Will?
Yeah, on the NBN I do, but yeah, just quickly with my sister's place, as I said, they just got it connected. They were on ADSL. No, sorry, they were on old school satellite. They were paying $150 a month for a 4 gig cap. And they were getting 1 meg down and 256k up. So now for $75 a month, they're getting 100 gig and 20 down, 4 up. So they're really happy, I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
But just on the NBN quickly, the NBN has confirmed it's removed its build prep maps for all areas that are not having fibre to the premises network technology rolled out. The rationale behind removing all areas is slated to be connected using other network technologies, including FTTN, fibre to the basement, hybrid fibre coax, and fixed wireless. Is that since streets and driveways are not being disrupted by construction, residents do not need to know when they're going to be notified.
We don't need to know.
So apparently their argument is, because if you're using existing infrastructure, it does not going to interfere with your premises, so you don't need to know when you've got it.
Yep.
Right. Well,
Brilliant. That'll mean less complaints when they roll it out 6 months after it was said on the website it was supposed to be rolled out to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
well, I just looked at my address and nothing.
So you're not getting
Absolutely nothing.
so you're not getting FTTP. So you're either getting hybrid fiber coax or fixed
Probably
wireless
hybrid.
or fiber to the
probably
basement. Apparently, fiber to
Have
the
you got
I
basement.
don't have a basement. I don't have a basement.
Well, I was going to say apparently fiber to the basement is different to fiber to the node.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Over to the
come,
basement be for apartments.
Well, they're
Yeah.
but they're classing it.
it'd still be a node, wouldn't
But they're classing it as that because they're saying you don't need to be known because it's not going to disrupt you. So apparently, fiber to the basement's not disruptive.
it? Look, can't we just have
be?
ADSL, be done with it? Yeah, look,
Let's
I'm
just
hoping
go
that
back-
we're going to do this.
Let's just go back to dial-up. It was always just
They're
worked.
bringing out 5G wireless soon. That's going to cover the city, so you won't even need the cables. and
Well,
stuff,
by soon you mean like 5 years.
No. It's totally soon and stuff. I saw it on a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're testing it.
Testing at the
They did it
Olympics,
like-
aren't they?
Yeah, the Commonwealth Games up
Yeah.
here in the Goldie.
That's when they're
I think we
testing
touched
it.
on that last week.
So,
Yeah.
so they'll be testing it, and then they'll find out it doesn't work because they don't have the backbone to make it work, and then they'll put it on hold for another 5 years.
What's it got to take for them to be competitive with cabling in the ground, the wireless dudes?
Reliability.
Another
speed.
several $100 billion investment in new towers and backbone infrastructure, and probably another 20 or 30 million in population to pay for it.
Yeah, probably. All right. Any more from you, Jace?
Yeah. Speaking of those guys, reverse proxy provider Cloudflare claims Australian carriers Optus and Telstra are abusing their monopoly positions to jack up network charges.
No,
We talked about this before.
that'd be silly.
To demonstrate the pricing disparity, Cloudflare founder Matthew Prince said if bandwidth in Europe and North America costs the company 10 units, in Australia and New Zealand it costs 85.
Wow.
Australia and New Zealand has the highest effective bandwidth cost, even more than South America, 68, and Asia, 28 units. Telstra and Optus sit on the list of Cloudflare's 6 most expensive networks, alongside HiNet in Taiwan, Korea Telecom, Telecom Argentina, and Spain's Telefonica. The 6 account for almost half of Cloudflare's bandwidth costs, but don't pass only 6% of the provider's traffic. Cloudflare claims Telstra and Optus refuse to peer or directly interconnect and exchange traffic with the company. Prince said Cloudflare would no longer send traffic of customers on its free service across the 6 expensive networks and would still serve them regional caches with more reasonable bandwidth charges. Telstra will now need to backhaul traffic to Cloudflare's free customers to Los Angeles or Singapore over expensive undersea cables. Their behaviour is irrational and in any competitive market, and so it's not a surprise that each of these providers is a relative monopolist in their home market. Cloudflare is a long-time vocal critic of high Australian pricing for international and national data transit. 2 years ago, it claimed it was paying about as much every month for bandwidth to serve all of Europe as it did for Australia.
That'd
Sounds
be
about
right.
right. Not,
Yeah, that's just crazy.
not overly surprised, are we?
No, but I think the bandwidth's always been expensive, hasn't it? No, really,
Right,
like,
yeah, only because of Telstra wants
Yeah.
to make a ton of money.
But yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, because they can. There's no logistical reason for it.
No.
It's just because.
No.
Deal with it. You want it or
Can't
not.
go, oh, you guys just like totally download a lot more than the whole of Europe. Yeah, because there's so many more people in Australia
I mean,
that use
yes,
up more bandwidth.
okay, we lead the world in downloading Game of Thrones, but that's not a reason.
That's because we have
start watching
to.
that.
We have to.
We have to because we can't get it any other way.
Yeah, well, I don't watch that, but I'm gonna have to
I
start.
watched the first 2 seasons and then went. Not
No,
much point watching the rest of it.
Son's watched it. I'm not interested in it. I've been watching Mr. Robot though.
That's supposed to be
Yeah, I'm up to about episode 4.
I haven't watched it. The new season's just starting, but I'm waiting till they're finished because I want to watch them all back to back. Because I got to go back and
Good.
watch the first. Well, no, I've got to go back and watch the first season again because I thought I had it figured out, and then the final episode threw that out of the window. And then I've been thinking about it, and I think I had it figured out again. Then I started reading Reddit and realised I was nowhere near the mark. So I've got to go back and watch the entire first season again to figure out what the hell's actually going on, and then
So what do we
I'll
learn
watch the
from
second
this?
season.
Don't read Reddit.
Well, no, because the problem is I think they're actually right.
Well, you won't know
Yeah,
until
but
you watch
if
it.
you hadn't read Reddit, then you would know that you were wrong, so it wouldn't have mattered because you thought you were right.
Well, no, it would have, because the second season would make even less sense than apparently it's already going to.
Right.
So,
Okay. Sounds
yeah,
good.
it's if you haven't watched
I think
Mr.
it's only
Robot,
on Stan here, isn't it?
yeah.
Presto.
Or is it Presto?
Presto
It's
has
one of
got
the
it.
two. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Presto.
if you haven't watched it, it's really something you need to like. If you, I mean, how would you explain it? It's a techno thriller, something.
Everyone I know is going off about Stranger Things. Have you start watching that?
No. Is that
Sonia
good?
has.
Netflix.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. I have a look. But well, getting back to all things sort of tech, Box. I've heard of Box. Everyone's probably heard of it. Do we use Box? I think I might have an account. But anyway, it's a file storage provider, as you may or may not know. If you don't know, go and have a look. It's announced that local hosting with Box Zones will be available in Australia. Yeah. So the Box Zones was launched in April and allows customers to choose where corporate data is stored. Now, this is handy for all the dudes like Eric, accountants and lawyers and all this sort of stuff, where maybe storing the data in the US, Singapore, or China, or wherever they might be, that might not be quite suitable for the purposes of the data. Now, Box Service is currently available in Australia, stored data in the company's own data center in the US. That's right. So a lot of like the government, and if you're maybe doctors and all that, I don't think they're actually allowed to store this sort of data offshore. So
Not
they have to
supposed
look. No, they have to look for Australian alternatives or Australian servers.
Well,
And,
Amazon built a data center in Sydney. They could use that.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. That's what Box is doing. They've got the Australian Amazon server to host it. I think Microsoft, they got their Azure. They got a Sydney presence, I think, for Microsoft. So never really looked at Microsoft Azure. Have you, James? Any good?
Haven't looked at it. No, we did a test of basic Minecraft server on the Amazon servers. That was pretty good.
That did
It was
alright.
only a really tiny server, which only had about half a gig of RAM,
Yeah, it ran
Is that the
vanilla.
free
which was
one?
enough to run it for two of us to test.
That's it. It ran vanilla okay for, you'd probably get on vanilla. You'd probably get 5 or 6 players on there. So if you wanted a cheap server to set up for a few mates, but
We had Terra Firma as well.
yeah, for like 2. But that was max. Like that absolutely just tanked the server. Like it was at 100% the whole time.
Pretty funny. I still get a bill every month from Amazon saying you owe us $0.00.
I get I think I owe them 8 cents at the moment. I must have somehow gone over.
I'm up to about 4 cents, I think. So, but I had a $20 credit. So,
It doesn't matter.
all right, Will, any more?
Virgin Mobile, because so many people are on there, has announced that it's fixed the issue that saw users, excuse me, saw users access other customers' voicemail when attempting to access their own.
Whoops.
So basically, when a customer is dialing 212 for voicemail, they're instead being routed to others' voicemail messages for menus, or being directed to leave voicemail for somebody else.
Nice.
So to fix it temporarily, Virgin deactivated the service entirely, and then they figured out what was going on, and they fixed it up, and it supposedly works now. So yeah.
Good on them. Good on them.
Oops.
Now, I don't know. What's going on here?
I don't know. Something went weird. What's
Okay,
going
so
on?
let me tell you about this quickly, because this might be my pretty much last one for the week. Let me tell you about this site. I don't know if have you guys heard of the flavormachine.com?
The what?
That sounds dangerous.
Flavormachine.com. Well, it's a web page where they've built browser games, if you will, like little 8-bit style browser games. There's one called the Sesame Street. So flavormachine.com/Sesame Street, and pleased to announce that Flavour is spelled the Australian way or the English way, FLABOUR.
It doesn't work, right?
What are you
Yeah, it
talking
works
about?
for me, I'm on the website.
I just went there and it says it's currently unavailable.
Sesame Street.
Ooh. A bit loud though. Hang on,
It's
stop that.
it's Flavor Machine, not the Flavor Machine.
How do I get out of
That's
that?
right. Yeah.
Sorry?
It's
You said the Flavor Machine a few times and confused us.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
Oh,
Flavor
sorry.
Machine.
Yes, just Flavor Machine. Look, there's a few games there, but the Sesame Street one, it's yeah, you pick the character you want to be, and to play, you've got to type the word that appears above its head, and that's like a typing game, I suppose.
Well, I'm going
But there's a
to
couple,
suck at that.
there's a couple of other ones there. I haven't looked at them, but what's the story about? Just about it's a it has a blah blah blah. They previously created Psychotic Writer, which creates entire novels using the phrase "all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." I don't know how that. Okay, a Breaking Bad spin-off of Cooking Mama, and an 8-bit version of Fruit Ninja that uses the arrow keys. The game is functional for learning. That's the Sesame Street. The fighting plays out like typing of the dead. To attack, simply type out the word presented above your character. The difficulty of the word depends on the character you choose. If you go for E Honda Cookie Monster, you'll be typing out about animals. Pick Elmo, you'll be typing out the names of German scientists. So there you go. Get into that.
I used to play E Honda. He was great.
I've never heard of E Honda.
Yeah, it's from Street Fighter. I used to play it all the time when I was a teenager with one of my friends, and I picked E Honda, and he went through every character in the game and couldn't beat me except for... Oh, sorry, he had E Honda. I had Chun-Li. She had the 1,000-foot kick, and he went through all the characters a couple of times, and then E Honda had the 100-hand slap, and it was faster than her kick, just by like a fraction of a second. But we played it every single weekend for months and months and months until he got that, and he just beat me on it.
Nice. Now, TechServe, known as the original Apple Store and technology icon in New York City, for 29 years has closed up shop this week. Now, look, I've got a picture here for those probably not on the Facebook stream, but on YouTube. The 35-piece collection. Now, it's all Macs. That's what's going up for auction, just all Macs. Just all the new ones, the old ones, the in-between ones, except for just one. One's not a Mac, it's a Next Cube. The Steve Jobs dream machine after he was punted from Apple all those years ago. There's a Macintosh 128K signed by Woz, and the auction will kick off a little less than 6 days, so that's probably next week sometime.
None of us are going to be able to afford to bid.
Starting at 29,000. What's up to 29,000? So yeah, there you go. But yeah, there's a few Macs in there, isn't there? There's you can't see them, but there's Apple IIs. That's not a Mac. No.
How many Commodore 64s?
I don't know. I think the census has got all them.
Yep.
They went and bought them all.
They'll ask for
They made a network card and web browser for Commodore 64, and also a web server, I think. So.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah. Wow. I remember Commodore 64s a long time ago. All right. I'm out. Will, anything?
Nothing super interesting. I was just going to say that's funny. Talking about older stuff. If you want to check out some old interesting tech, go and check out Ashens on YouTube. He does a lot of just crap tat reviews and good. He's funny, but he does at the moment. He's going through the computing history archive in the UK. He's opening up random boxes, just walking down the aisles and randomly up open boxes and seeing what's in them. And there's some really interesting stuff going on in there. So that's pretty cool. So if you like old stuff, check him out. He's also got
the old fart geeks.
Well, of course, the old fart geeks, but we don't get to walk down Computer Archive and do it that way. But
we got an interview.
We do, which I promise. I'll promise I'll get that up and edited and ready to go. That'll be for our next show, which will be determined by when Warlock's available. Apparently.
Okay. Well, we can't wait. We'll be waiting with bated breath for the next instalment of Old Fart Geeks. And yes, I think that all finishes off. Jace, you finished?
Just a quick one. We've all seen the gold and silver flash tattoos that went viral as a fashion trend, but what if you could have the same imprint on your body and be able to control your mobile devices?
No.
Duo Skin, a new invention by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, allows you to do just that. The gold leaf fabric, traditionally used to decorate frames and chocolate, is simply cut out in whichever shape and size you want and stuck to your skin. It's able to store data, act as a mousepad for your devices, and display information while acting as a fashion statement. We draw a lot from the usability and also the aesthetics of metallic temporary tattoos and the design of our on-skin interfaces. Cindy Sin Lee Cao, a PhD student at MIT, told MIT Media Lab. The Duo Skin tattoo is also able to control your music and act as a near-field communication MFC tag to read data off your skin. I think there's no fashion statement greater than being able to change how your skin looks, she says. It's something we purposely wanted to make accessible to everyone. To make the temporary metallic tattoo, all you need to do is create a design on any graphic software on your computer, even Microsoft Paint, then cut the design onto tattoo paper with cheap vinyl cutter and then layer on the gold leaf. You can then apply it to your skin like any $2 temporary tattoo. If you want to spice it up some more, you can even add some LED lights. In the future, when you walk into a tattoo parlor, you would come out with a tattoo like this that can become an extension of yourself.
Okay, so somebody's been getting their ideas from Neil Stephenson's The Diamond Age.
Have they?
Yeah, because that's pretty much what happens there.
There you go.
Spoiler alert.
Don't bother reading the Diamond Age.
You don't need to now.
In like the first 2 pages.
Oh, unspoiler alert, there's the whole book to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
what else happened?
That's like the start of the book.
What would anyone do? Is that a famous book or something? Like, where's that come from?
Neil Stephenson.
What?
Yeah. Snow Crash, Diamond Age, Cryptonomicon.
Cryptonomicon, man. Go read it.
Oh, I don't have time for books.
What was the other one? The I can't think of the new one he did, but Mega Metropolis or something like that. Mega Metropolis.
Time to read books.
Audio book for the win, dude.
Okay, fair enough. When do you get time to listen to books?
When I spend hours on the road. No, I spend a lot of time driving around delivering batteries and stuff, so I get plenty of time to listen to books.
Yeah. I don't get any time at all. But anyway, that's my problem.
You're not trying hard enough.
Probably not.
Stop delivering puppies. That's your first problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
they take a lot of work. Batteries easy to deliver.
Yeah, that's
puppies.
right.
Yeah. Well, I could say I was going to use the word wrecked my day, but it took up my whole day. Like, she started dropping at 11, and then it didn't finish till mess everywhere. So I had to clean all that.
Pushing on the stomach, you could squeeze them out.
Yeah, I picked her up and and said, "Oh, you're right there." Give her a pat. I picked her up, and Mum popped out. Oh, that's just easy.
How easy it is.
I know, it was great.
These people who are like 96 hours in labour. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's right. Just pick them up and pick them up vertical. They pop out. All right, that's enough from us. Enough of that as well. So we'll see you guys next week. So thanks for joining us. Don't forget the Aussie Tech Radio and all the other shows, the Aussie Mac Zone, Old Geeks, Obsidian Loft. When these 2 great podcasters in the world get a bloody wriggle on, get that interview out. That's right. All right, so until next week, it's goodbye from all of us. See you, Jace. See you. We'll see you next week.
See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
And thanks to the guys on thanks to the guys on Facebook for watching. We hopefully will be doing this on a regular basis, the Facebook thing, if it behaves itself.
I tried it on my LG and it's just been buffering for the whole show.
No, really? It's been working fine on mine. So, but your internet's probably not super happy either. I don't know. You broke it. It's an LG thing.
I had 3 stoppages in Wirecast and another one right now I look at it because it's not responding. I had 2 stoppages on the Mac tonight. I had stoppages everywhere. It's going to be a nightmare.
I had nothing go wrong. And I've got VidBlaster recording the video. I've got OBS Studio streaming and recording the video. I've got Audacity recording the audio. I've got the mixer open for Aussie Tech Head's stream. Plus I've got it open. Plus I've got Skype.
Why you've gone pixelated around the edges for the last 20 minutes.
No. Your problems have been my problems tonight, Will. I want you to have them back, please.
I think it's your video may be messing up because my video according to Skype's perfect. I don't know.
Glenn is clear. So if my video is messing up, he should be pixelated too, right?
No, because I'm probably broadcasting at a higher resolution in the first place.
Oh.
So that's why I like
Oh,
Hangout, because on Hangout you can tell it what resolution to send and receive at.
Yeah.
Now, I look a bit darker here, but
Yeah.
on the other video, on the other camera, if you watch the YouTube,
Yep.
I should be late.
That's what I was about to say. So you guys can watch the live stream here. You get to see how it's made, and you get to see all the screw ups and the behind the scenes and the after show, which we do for a few minutes after the show as well, and some of the pre-show stuff. And don't forget
That's when we do our best work.
Yeah, don't forget to like and share it so other people get to see it as well. But if you want to watch the full podcast, the edited one with all the graphics and stuff that you get to see and all the fancy stuff and proper audio and lighting and you know, you can go to YouTube and watch us there, or iTunes obviously for the podcast if you want to listen to us crap on again.
But as I've had a few issues with the thing stopping twice and it's still not responding, so God knows how that last section then went.
It's alright, I can give you a copy of the video, that won't be a problem.
Yeah, Wycast having a problem. But anyway, alright.
Alright guys, good. So thank you for watching the stream, and there's no more questions, no problems over VDSL, nope. Alright guys, we shall hopefully catch up next week. See ya. And end. Stop streaming.